No, now Bryce smiling for Zach, trying to hug him, but not Angela, who has been sitting there waiting on him to wake up and work. But hey, y'all, welcome back to another review of Life with Chess for Tyler Perry's Zatima, Season 3, Episode 5. Okay, y'all, so first thing first, let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Look, what I took out this episode is that, first of all, Zach did not find out about what Jeremiah did yet. He has not found out yet. So maybe it's going to be episode 6, the next episode. I haven't watched it yet. Secondly, Bryce, what are y'all thoughts? Do y'all think he's still into Zach? I think that's a foolish question at this point, because look, the man sit up there. I said, As soon as Zach said he forgave him, maybe he was just excited about the fact that he forgave him, but he was all smiles. Then he sit up here, he was about to talk crazy to Angela. Well, he was already talking crazy, basically. Well, yeah, we're going to talk about it. So, okay, on this episode, like I said, Zach still doesn't know, but he getting little hints. He know that Connie and Fatima keeping something for him. But yeah, Connie said Fatima was there to ask about Miss Gladys, about, her favorite color and everything. So he was like, why would you know that or whatever? And she took offense to that. So she ends up telling him more about Miss Gladys and everything. I said, didn't Zach say, he didn't know her? That's the whole reason why Fatima ended up calling Connie to ask about her favorite color. But yeah, Connie was saying that Fatima was there to ask about Miss Gladys. He didn't believe Connie knew anything about his mama. But Zach revealed that he came there to talk to Jeremiah. He was saying how he didn't want Fatima involved because she's pregnant. And he mentioned how, he'd go off if Jeremiah came at her sideways. Like, oh, you about to go off then. I said, oh my goodness. But Zach ends up revealing he knows that Connie and Fatima trying to keep something from him, that they trying to keep him away from Jeremiah, that they hiding something. But basically, they ended up getting saved by the text message because Angela let her know that Bryce is in the hospital because he tried to take himself out or whatever. First, Zach was like, he ain't going to the hospital. He doesn't want to go or whatever. But she ends up convincing him to go to the hospital. Belinda. I said, look, Belinda one of those people that you can't really be friends with, or at least you can't tell them your business, because she at the shop telling Tony, Nate, and Mr. Tyrone about Bryce. And I said, see there, you can't tell nobody nothing. You can't tell nobody nothing, especially if you know they keep a mess. But yeah, they was talking about Bryce, but then Mr. Tyrone kicked Belinda out or whatever, and she took offense to that. And I'm glad they started talking about Lori. He said that Belinda was just something to do, that she was just something to do or whatever. And then they started talking about Lori, about, how she kept him out or whatever, and he just looking for a place to stay. I said, I'm glad they mentioned Lori, because I was wanting to know, like, okay, is they still married or what? Why haven't they showed her again? Jeremiah. So Jeremiah ends up coming in there trying to get them to buy the watch that he stole or whatever. And why, when Tony was looking at it, I was like, this is where the storyline gonna come in, y'all. Y'all know the storyline about the guy being murdered. Yeah, that's what I was like. He stole that watch from that man. No, he stole it from Fatima. So they noticed that it's Fatima's. They end up telling him that they not buying nothing and they keeping the watch. He ends up saying something about Tony's dead father, and I was like, I thought Mr. Tyrone was his daddy. I thought that was his father. Maybe they just mean father figure or something. Or he could have been talking about Nate. I was like, yeah, maybe he was talking about Nate. I don't know, y'all. Zach and Fatima end up making it to the hospital, and they was asking what happened, so she tells them. Then Angela ends up asking Zach if he wanted Bryce to harm himself. And I was like, Angela, really? And this the part that got me. So she goes in there to talk to Bryce and tell him, I think she was trying to ask how he was doing and stuff. And he started talking to her crazy and stuff. So then Zach don't come in. So Zach ends up telling Bryce that Preston gave him the money, about him wanting to, I think he said he wanted 33% or something like that. So Bryce kept apologizing. And then he's like, give me a hug. And he started smiling when Zach said, everything was okay, everything was cool, and he didn't want nothing to happen to him. I said, But yeah, I said, no, now Bryce smiling for Zach trying to hug him, but not Angela. I said, she been sitting there waiting on him to wake up and asking the doctors, asking the doctors what's wrong and stuff. You want to talk to her sideways. But Zach over here, now he did go off on Zach, what was that, last week? So yeah, but at the same time, I was like, But Zach was saying how Bryce a little too eager to hug him. I said, the same. I said, right. I said, yeah, I caught that too. Then after they left, he still was like, she was trying to talk to him and advise him, ask him, why he did it and He was like, did you call my parents? And she was like, how could I, or whatever. And she's like, I don't even know what happened. And she was trying to talk to him, tell him he need to talk to somebody. If he ain't gonna talk to her, talk to the doctor. And he wasn't trying to hear none of that. Started yelling or whatever. And I said, yeah, just leave him alone at this point. I deleted it, but I think we was talking about Bryce. I remember what he said. He was telling her that she doesn't care about him, and she was trying to convince him that she cares. I know they say one of these synopses that Bryce and Angela's supposed to be talking about their relationship. Well, actually, two of them. They actually said it for two of them that they supposed to be talking about their relationship. I said, what relationship? They shouldn't. This whole episode showed that they shouldn't be together. Over here smiling like that. This man still. I don't know. Do y'all think they're gonna have? I just drop another video separate from that. But yeah, she was trying to convince him to talk to the doctor. He wasn't trying to hear none of that. And she was telling him basically, just because we're not in a relationship, or just because I don't want to be in a relationship with you. Look, she made sure he knew that. I said, right on, stick to it. Don't fold. Do not fold. But yeah, she was saying, just because I'm not in a relationship with you or don't want to be in a relationship with you doesn't mean I don't care about you. Oh, that's what I forgot to talk about. Belinda was saying, you act like you care or whatever. And I was like, okay, like, of course she care. Just because she don't want to be in a relationship with him doesn't mean she don't care about this man. Sitting up here, done called out work. He like, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, that's another thing. I'm sorry. What he said, I'm sorry you called out work or something. And he thanked her or something he did. That was barely good enough. But basically, he was trying to downplay the whole situation. He was like, okay, Zach got the money. We good now. Everything's fine. And she was like, what happens the next time you get upset? And I said, right. Because in situations like that, people don't take it seriously enough. They downplay it. They be like, oh, that was a one-time thing or whatever. But look at how it happened. Or whatever. But yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm glad she spoke on that. I'm definitely glad she spoke on that. I wanted something going to happen down the line. So Zach and Fatima end up going to the funeral home. Do they call those people funeral directors or something? I don't know. But yeah, they go to a funeral home. This man out the gate trying to sell something. Out the gate talking about some doggone most people basically pay for that. I think it was purple. Yeah, right there. It was purple, the purple casket. I said, doggone well, everybody don't pay for no doggone $18,000 casket. But yeah, they ended up telling him they want something cheaper, $5,000. That was Fatima said. Then Zach still don't want to pay that. Zach still didn't want to pay that or whatever. But yeah, the man ended up saying something about Jeremiah. How did he bring up Jeremiah? He said something about Jeremiah, and he was like, my brother was here. He was like, yeah, he just telling everything. He was like, yeah, he tried to sell me a watch. He tried to sell the watch or something like that. Then he said something about the guy that Jeremiah tried to sell him the watch, but then he wanted him to put the watch up on Miss Gladys or whatever. I said, no, now. But Fatima, obviously, it kind of seemed like she didn't even notice that her watch was gone. But yeah, he was like, I got a photo of it and everything. Not you got a photo of it. I said, why you take a photo of it if you wasn't going to take it or whatever? But Zach ended up revealing, Jeremiah has a substance abuse problem. And I said Fatima was definitely acting suspicious, y'all. But yeah, he ends up saying, like, where would Jeremiah get that watch? I think the dude sent him the photo or something. But yeah, he ends up noticing that Fatima watch is gone. And he was like, and he was like, where your watch? And that's when it went off. I said, wait a minute now. I said, not they playing the whole little charade about Jeremiah for the whole episode. Look, what episode is this? This is episode 5. They only had 10 before the mid-season finale, right? Don't they have 20 episodes? But yeah, that's how it ended. He noticed her watch was gone. But yeah, that's it. Let me know y'all thoughts down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces. Have a great rest of the day and be safe.